Have you ever wondered how Nike became the world's biggest sports brand? It all started with a crazy idea, a few borrowed dollars, and two guys obsessed with running. The story begins in the early 1960s. Phil Knight, a former track runner at the University of Oregon, had just finished business school at Stanford. During a class project, he came up with what he called his crazy idea. What if high-quality running shoes could be made in Japan and sold in the U.S. at lower prices than German brands like Adidas and Puma, which dominated the market at the time? After graduation, Phil traveled to Japan and pitched his idea to a small shoe company called Onitsuka Tiger. Surprisingly, they agreed to let him distribute their shoes in the U.S. Phil called his new company Blue Ribbon Sports and started selling shoes out of the trunk of his car at track meets. But Phil wasn't alone in this journey. Back in Oregon, his former track coach, Bill Bowerman, joined as a partner. Bowerman wasn't just a coach, he was an inventor. Obsessed with helping athletes run faster, Bowerman was always experimenting, cutting shoes apart, and trying new materials. One morning, while making breakfast, Bowerman had an idea. He poured rubber into his wife's waffle iron, creating a lightweight, grippy sole. That invention led to the famous Nike Waffle Trainer, a shoe that changed running forever. In 1971, Phil and Bill decided to break away from Onitsuka Tiger and create their own brand. But they needed a new name. After tossing around ideas like Dimension 6, they finally chose Nike, named after the Greek goddess of victory. They also needed a logo. Phil paid a design student named Carolyn Davidson just $35 to create the swoosh, meant to represent speed and motion. At first, Phil wasn't even sure he liked it, but he said it would probably grow on him. And grow it did. Nike's big break came in 1972 at the U.S. Olympic Trials in Eugene, Oregon. Their new shoes were on the feet of some of America's best runners. Word spread quickly about how light and comfortable Nike shoes felt. Sales began to climb. But what really turned Nike from a shoe company into a global icon was their bold approach to marketing. In 1984, Nike signed a rookie basketball player named Michael Jordan. At the time, this was risky. Nike was mostly known for running shoes, and Jordan hadn't played a single NBA game yet. But the partnership changed everything. Nike created the Air Jordan line, and it became a cultural phenomenon. People weren't just buying sneakers to play basketball. They were buying them to make a statement. Then, in 1988, Nike launched what would become one of the most famous slogans of all time. Just do it. Simple, powerful, and universal, those three words inspired millions to get off the couch and start moving. Over the years, Nike continued to innovate, introducing the Air Max with visible air cushions, Flyknit technology, and self-lacing shoes. And they signed more superstar athletes: Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, Cristiano Ronaldo, and so many others. Today, Nike isn't just about shoes or sportswear. It's about culture, motivation, and the idea that greatness is possible for everyone, not just elite athletes. But at its heart, Nike's story is about two people who believed in an idea, took big risks, and never stopped pushing for something better. From selling shoes out of a car trunk to becoming the most recognized sports brand in the world, Nike proved that sometimes all it takes is a crazy idea and the courage to just do it. So next time you see that famous swoosh, remember, behind every pair of Nikes is a story of passion, innovation, and the belief that anyone can achieve greatness.